Hey, how's it going, guys? So, we're gonna do a Maya tutorial video. Why not? I have not done one in a very long time. So I think, hey, I'll just do this because I'm bored. It's 2:30. My sleep schedule is off. I'm not employed right now. I still got to go to orientation. I don't work for like a week, so I'll just do a video. I was looking at some of my older videos on the Unreal Engine and Maya, and I was actually doing pretty good with those. I was looking at those with Thunderbutts, and he was like, "Dude, you were getting some views," and I was like, "Whoa." Anyways, let's just make a quick item. I'm gonna give you guys some quick tips and tricks. So if you do not have Maya, you can go ahead and download a student version for 30 days and try it out. I suggest you do, and if so, you can also get a actual student version that lasts like I don't know 2 to 3 years or something. Mine ends in like 2020 or 2021, so I got this one for a while, so I'm pretty happy with that. Anyways, let's think about how to make this simpler for yourself. So when you're using, obviously you can use hotkeys. Hotkeys make everything very amazing. If you want to, you got your item here and you want to extrude it, you just press Control E, bada bing, bada boom. That's all you do, and you just start, extruding, and you got stuff. And if you want to bevel, Control B, and you want to do that again, Control B again, and you could, change the fraction, add the segments, make it smoother, all that great stuff. And now you have this weird ass looking object. It's simple, but sometimes you don't have a hotkey, so you use the items on your shelf. And this is for anything sculpting, rigging, animating. The shelf is used to really give you things faster. Like it's just right there instead of having to go up here. Like how many times do I come up here to get lights when I can just they probably have even Arnold lights. They do, and I usually go to Arnold and click on it. I just realized that too. So, make your own shelf. Get into the habit of making your own shelf and getting what you need. How to make one real quick is go to your little cog right here, your little settings icon. New shelf, I'm going to call this one Tut. Okay. And what you do is whatever item you do need, you just go to it in the menu, hold Control Shift and middle mouse click on what you want, and you're going to start to see it appear right there, and there it is. And if you ever want to edit those items and be like, oh, I didn't need this, you can just click on the cog again, go to the shelf editor. You can change the name of your shelf, like you know the almighty shelf in caps with an exclamation point, and you can be like, I didn't need that separate tool. Okay, apparently we can't have spaces or whatever, so almighty yada yada yada, cool. Okay, I put a space again. It's just a habit. And yeah, you didn't need this. Delete that guy. Save all the shelves, and boom, it's there. You have it. And you can go ahead and add and subtract whatever you want and get to it faster. Me, I still have more to add, but you see, I do have some things here that I do use quite a lot. So, with that said, um, that was one thing I wanted to show you. What was the rest? How about we make something real quick? A shelf is always good to use. If you guys don't know the hotkeys to any items, if you're in the menu, usually it'll tell you the hotkey. So if we go to Edit Mesh, Control B for bevel, Control E, extrude, Control Delete is to delete a edge and a vertex. Spin edge backward. I've never used these, so I'm actually kind of curious what that does. So why don't we learn together real quick? I'm actually wondering what does that mean? Spin edge backwards. Okay, so that was the stupidest. What does this even accomplish? Anyways, I don't know. I don't know why you would use that. So why don't we make a light pole? If you guys are not modeling, if you're looking to get into game design, game development, and I'm looking at you Thunderbutts, do me a favor, get into 3D modeling or programming. You got to choose one or the other. Both are equally hard. But if you do have a passion and a drive to actually get into the game industry, even like I do, and I know I slack a lot, and I have not made anything to even be close to be called a game. Um, I still do this on the side for fun, for the heck of it, and that's how I know a lot about how games are made and stuff. Get into it. It's free. It's easy. It's not easy, but if you like learning, or if you like learning how games are made, this is a good thing for you to do, and it's also just a good hobby. Too bad there's no exercise involved. Anyways, let's make a street light. So, real quick, there's this cool app I have, a software called Pure Ref. So, usually the way you would get reference images is you'll have to pull up your thing, go to references, and these are all the references you got. and it's like, damn, there's so many references, and you got to look through all these things, and you got to pull up the picture and zoom in. What PureRef does, and this is free also, you can go ahead and donate or whatever. You could put as many reference images as you want, and you can also zoom in as much as you want if you want to see, you know, those intricate details. Obviously, these pictures are low res. I just grabbed them for the fuck of it. But yeah, so we're gonna make a quick light pole. We're not gonna make anything too fancy or schmancy. I'm gonna have this on my other screen though, so yeah. So real quick, let's just get this grid off of here. Let's make a plane. Now, what you want is the your channel box layer. Click up here and just make sure you're on Maya Classic. You can also make your own scene, but we'll get to that later. But go ahead and just go to your inputs and click on the subdivision width and shift click on the height, the digits, and press 0 and enter, and boom. Now you have just the one. Also go into object mode by holding the right mouse button on the object and then letting go. W, E, and R is to switch between your gizmo really quickly. So W is to move, E is to rotate, R is to scale. I don't know why it's not like MSR. But hey, spacebar lets you go into different points of view in the orthographic view. So you can see all this stuff here. Yes. Anyways, let's make something. So we can see that if you've ever been to Walmart or any parking lot, at least in America, we have these like cylindrical stone concrete things, then this little metal thing, and then just a big ass beam and a light. So we're going to use basically this here, except for the light. The light we're just going to make into boxes. Just, where the fuck is it at? Boxes. We're just going to make boxes because it's easy as shit. And we're not going to try too hard. We're going to click again. Oh my god. So apparently our plane is very small. So I'm going to click right here. This guy is the outliner. And let's click on that plane and scale it significantly large. Like, pretty large. Like, this is never going to be an issue again, kind of large. I'm going to put the grid just to get a sense of scale as well. Taking off the outliner and using your channel box, go on your inputs and on the subcaps, press on the digit and press 0. This takes off the edge loops off the top of this guy. You don't need them. They're just useless. They're not going to be seen by the player or the movie camera or whatever. And I'm just going to actually have it just be like that. Maybe have it be a little taller. I think that's cool. Next, we're going to grab a box and just bring this guy up, and that's essentially, I'm going to click on this guy right here. So we have wireframe, solid, textured, which we got no textures, or I think lighting. No, this is lights. So there's nothing here because there's no lights. This is textured, and this guy is the outline mode, which shows you the outlines of every edge. They're kind of bluish, so that looks pretty cool. This guy's basically the right scale almost, you know? I kind of just think we're kind of done here. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And now we're just going to get our... we would usually bring in another cylinder, but you can also just go ahead and copy this one. Press the W key for the move tool. Hold Shift and D. And then just move this guy up without holding anything. Just move him up. And I'm going to make it, you know, I think what a good size would be. This seems pretty large for a light pole, but, you know. Hold the right mouse button over the object face, click on that singular face, press the W key to get the move gizmo out. Move this guy up, and now we have a light pole. At least, you know, if you don't look up, but we still got to add the other pieces to it, so we're going to do that. It's not too hard. If you want to like zoom in on here, but you feel like you can't get the right orientation, just hold the right mouse button, go to face, and click on the face you want, then press the F key. F is to focus. So now I'm focused on here. If I want to focus on, you know, the bottom plane, I would have the bottom plane selected, press F, and now I'm down here at the bottom, which you can't really tell, but I'm here, and I'm queer, so get used to it. But yeah, so we're just going to focus on this guy up here. Also moving, I mean, you should already know how to use Maya. This is just me assuming, but hold the Alt key. Left mouse is to rotate around, the middle mouse is to pan, and the right mouse is to scale in and out. And just scaling is also just scrolling up and down with the middle mouse. And basically, essentially, all we need is some boxes. It looks like it's a shorter, a very more narrow light. It looks like, in that picture, that it's like this. but I feel that's too small for what we have box-wise and concrete cylinder-wise, but it probably is too tall. So I'm just going to make it just a little lower. And if you could have guessed, we can just click on our box, Shift D, bring him up, just like that. Focus on the guy so we can have a good view of him. And we're just going to scale him to something about here and here. Actually, let's move him out a bit until he's like halfway. So I think if we hold the X key and move, we could snap on the grid, but we're not snapping exactly where I want. So I'm just going to try to snap it to where this face is basically in that center. I'm just going to do it like that. A little bit, not all the way though. Now let's go down until it's like right there, because I'm going to do something else there as well. And then let's press the R key and just scale it in, just like that. I think that's pretty good, and scale it like that. Actually, after I just realized, we can do something even better, and I just realized it now. Let's just put this guy in the center and just scale him out equally. Boop. There. Done. Now we can press Shift D, press the E key. Okay, why? Okay, so when you duplicate things a lot, it eventually thinks that you're going to duplicate it the same distance, the same scale, and you can press Shift D a bunch of times and just scale it into infinity, and you know, as you can see, it scaled it the same amount and all that stuff. We're not doing that here though, so I'm going to focus back on this guy. We should already have the copy. No, we don't. So I'm going to press Shift D again, and I'm just going to rotate him 90 degrees. So when you move this guy, you can see right here, rotate on the x-axis. If you don't know your axes, they're on the bottom left right here. I'm just going to switch them to 90, hold the right mouse button and go to object mode. And now let's drag this guy outward a little bit. Let's bring him up, and let's scale him this way. And maybe make him a little thicker. It's actually also kind of not rotated the right way, so maybe I want to do a good 180. So that the, okay, 270, is that what it is, 270? Yeah, see, I know my stuff. That's mainly just so that this is the correct way. It's just a peeve of mine, I guess. And now I'm going to show you the mirror tool. So if you go to mesh and you go to mirror, and you click on these all these boxes are basically saying these are the options for this item. You're not going to use the item, you're just going to click it and see the options. So right here, for me, it popped on the other window. We're going to use it on the x-axis because we want it to hop over, but on the positive direction, I believe. So let's click apply, or mirror, and boom, there he is. And they're actually already the same item, and we can just leave it like that. This doesn't look like the nicest light because, for starters, if we bring this down, scale it up about right here, and scale this guy down to about right there, move him up a bit, boom, now we got something that looks a little better. And here's something I wanted to do. If I go to my own little shelf tab I made and get my insert edge loop tool, for you if you haven't found it or made one yet, I go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool, double click on this guy and make sure you've reset your tool. And you can move this green dotted line anywhere. And I'm going to put it like right there. Press the W key. Hold the face, right mouse and go to faces. And click once on this face and hold shift. And double click on the other face to select all around it. And just press Control E. And we're going to always drag on the blue if you want to extrude outward. If you click anything else, you're going to go into a really weird Twilight Zone. Up is up, but it just doesn't make sense. You can't do it. You always drag on the blue. So I'm going to drag on the blue a little bit. And then just press Control B. And now I'm going to bevel it. And now we have some nice looking things. I'm going to change the fraction, which is just, if you just look at it, you can just play around with it and see what we're doing. And also the segments is basically how many edge loops are on that edge that you're changing. Hold the right mouse button, go to object mode. Now we have this little kind of design up here. And we can also, if we wanted to, this face is not going to be seen. We can delete it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bring in a sphere right here. And it's way at the bottom, so I'm just going to press the W key and bring him way up. And if you go to the inputs, I'm just going to put him to about, I like to use even numbers, I'm going to do 28. So we're just going to increase the resolution of the sphere. And I'm just going to, oh, I messed up, 28 please. Boom. After you input numbers, make sure you go back to object mode because this will still be highlighted. But let's just scroll or scale it down and just put it in there just to kind of add some, I don't want to say architecture, but just so that it looks like, oh, you know, what's going on over there? Just like this. It just looks nice. And if you press the space bar and go into your side view and press the F key and go into wireframe mode, which is going to be next to this blue box that's already highlighted, we don't need what we can't see. So you can go ahead and marquee select and delete all those, and that just saves you time and energy. Now, if you look over here, oh wait, there we go. If you look over here, we do have some. It is indented and stuff. We're not going to get too intricate because again, I don't really care. I just showed you guys a bit on making shelves. We'll do the scenes later. Just remember, with boxy items, unless you're hard sculpt modeling or creating for sure a sharp knife or something, nothing's really ever this sharp edged. And usually you'd want to, you know, try to bevel some things just to make it so that they're not too sharp. But obviously this is going to be a little too much just to make it smooth. But it does have a better outcome, or you can have the object selected. I'm going to delete the other one just so it's not in my way. You can have the object selected, press the 2 key, and it's going to show you how it looks like when you subdivide it. Let's get our insert edge loop tool once more. Go ahead and go to multiple edge loops, and we're going to have 2 edge loops going in. And I'm just going to go boom, right there across, press the R key and scale it upward until it's almost at the outer rim. Do it again, like that, and then do it again, like that. And now, if you press the 1 key, you see we did nothing. But if you click on the item and click on the subdivision tool or go into mesh and smooth, you'll see that now this is how it looks like. Compared to what we had, it looks nicer, but it does increase the poly count, but it does look nicer. And I deleted the other one because, oh shit, we're going to press the insert key, which is right above your arrows next to the left key on the left key of home. Press insert, hold the X key, and just drag it to the center. Because we're going to actually mirror this one more time, and it has to be in the origin point. I'm just going to click mesh, mirror, boom, now it's there. They're both looking mighty fine and sexy. And there's our light pole. Now, just to make it look a little nice, you can go ahead and also be like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, add something, you know, that's something that these places have. You can easily just drag this guy, hold the face thing, or actually, let's just bevel it, because why not? Just press Control B, bevel that boy. And as you can see, just like that, we have a little car stopper kind of thing that you would find at a parking lot. What were they? They're usually going to be on this side. It's a little too thin like that. Shift D, put this over here. I'm going to grab both of them holding the Shift key, and I'm going to combine them. And I'm just going to like put them over here. Again, it's going to think I'm going to go that way, but I'm not. I'm going this way now. And I'm going over here too. Boom. And I'm going to scale this not to infinity and beyond, but just pretty god darn huge. And if we just go from here, I'm going to go to Arnold, Lights, and I'm going to add a sky dome. And that's going to give me just like a dome 360 all around those items. And then looking downward, I'm going to go into the expert mode just so I can see more. And I'm just going to click on... It fucking moved. Oh my god. I don't know the button, so I guess I can't. I'm not an expert yet. Motherfucker. Okay, well, we're just going to get rid of all these other things. And we're going to go to IPR. And now if you look, we're going to render really quick what it looks like to, for our item. It looks pretty cool. It looks okay, not too bad. If you go to, if you do IPR, it's basically rendering every movement you do. So I'm going to make this pretty small. And if I were to be like, oh, I'm going to really zoom in on there. Every movement you do, you got to wait a bit so that this thing moves, so you can pause it and then be like, let's get a little closer and get more of like a scenic kind of view. Let's get this detail in there so we can see it. Actually, let's also did we edge loop that? We did. It looks like garbage. We should have done more. Let's unpause it, re-render it. I'll maximize it. We're out of here. That was pretty funny. It looks like garbage. Okay, let's. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. You can see obviously if we change some colors. So if I click on this base here, assign new material, and I'm gonna just give it a Lambert material. It's gonna pop up. I'm gonna make it look darker so I can see the contrast of the colors. Just because I feel like we should, and just like this, you can kind of create a bit of a oh, this is my little scene. All you have to do is add your lines for your parking spots. Maybe add the lights, shooting down some light. You know, this is using the Arnold renderer. It's a much better renderer than what Maya comes with, but it does come with Arnold's. But if I click on Maya software and just redo that, you'll see it's gonna just look like this, and it's not really good looking. It's just like, oh, this is what it looks like. It's just showing you what you already see. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. What are we at? 20 minutes? Of course. Hey, I said a short video, I think. I'm sorry, but download PureRef. It's a really good thing. I'm not sponsored by it. I just think if you're going to get into this, it's good to have something like this where you can just have a bunch of references on screen at once. It's going to help you as an artist. So I'm going to just exit out of that. It's called PureRef. It's really awesome. Maya, get the trial for 30 days, or just lie and say you're a student in college and get it for 2 to 4 years for free and just practice, practice, practice. Yes, you can get Blender. It's just not as good as Maya. It really isn't. But thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, keep achieving, gamers. Peace.